Hey everybody, it's JB the Ranch Mechanic coming at you today with another follow-up video. I apologize in advance for the mess. Um, I was trying to do an in-frame rebuild on my boss's 2013 F-150 with a 3.5 EcoBoost in it. And what a nightmare those things are to work on. That's, again, neither here nor there. The purpose of this video is a follow-up. I have the Braun work light here. The very same one that my original video about a year ago was about, and you can find that video up here. You follow the card. But I wanted to, after 2 years now of using this thing, 2 years of using it almost every day, I wanted to address a couple of things that people mentioned in the comments on my first video, and also give you an update on how this thing is faring. This is the same light. This is the original light. As you can see, it's kind of had the hell beaten out of it. The rubber that covers the magnetic foot is pretty much gone. That's been chewed up from metal shavings and all kinds of other stuff that I set this thing down in. I use a cutoff saw a lot. We have a 14-inch Evolution cutoff saw, so that gets those little chunks of steel everywhere. And of course, you know, you got with a magnet on the back here, if you get that anywhere near those shavings, it just sucks all of them up and tears up the rubber. So that's pretty much gone. The cap that covers the charging port is long gone. But guess what, guys? 2 years down now. Everything still works. The switch still works. All the modes work. And it's still going strong. One thing I did want to address, I kind of mentioned this briefly in the first video, is that aftermarket batteries are plentiful for these. This uses a standard 18650 rechargeable lithium-ion battery. And rather than getting multiple lights and then having a couple on the charger and then having one that you're using, it's pretty easy and very inexpensive to get some very high quality aftermarket 18650 batteries from either Samsung or Panasonic or Sanyo or, you know, whoever your preference is, and throw a rechargeable larger milliamp hour battery in here. I have a Samsung battery in here now, and it's been in there for, actually I put it in right after I shot the first video, and it's getting a little bit tired. It's a little over a year old now. But an aftermarket 18650 battery, you know, with 3,500 milliamp hours is only about $7. I think they're $6.99. That's for a Panasonic. That's for a really high quality aftermarket cell. So that's a cheap and easy upgrade you can do to these lights to make them run a whole heck of a lot longer than what you would get out of the stock battery, which I believe is only 2,200 milliamp hours. So that's a 1,300 milliamp hour increase going from a 2,200 to an aftermarket 3,500. The only disadvantage that you have is that the aftermarket batteries don't have any circuitry programmed into them that the factory battery would have. So instead of it, you know, blinking at you when it starts getting when the battery starts getting low, the light slowly fades out and will get more and more and more dim as it goes along, and eventually it just gets to the point where it's unusable. If it starts getting dim, throw it back on the charger. It's a lithium ion. They don't develop memory. You're not going to have any problems charging it with, you know, 20 or 30% left on the battery. It's not a big deal. But, you know, for an extra $7, you add a heck of a lot more usability to these lights. Another thing that I tried a while back was wrapping some hockey tape on this handle, just to make it a little bit more grippy, because the knurling on there is good, but I ended up putting some pliers on it, as you can see, and it kind of flattens out the knurling. It's not that aggressive to begin with, but you can either get hockey tape or skateboard tape or whatever if you're going to be using this around grease and oil a lot. I ended up taking all of it off because this is pretty much a shop-only light now because I have my Streamlight. I wish I had the Streamlight here for a comparison, because I'm going to tell you a quick story here about something really stupid that I did with it about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. I was doing a brake job on the front brakes for our 2007 Dodge 3500 dually with a Cummins in it. I had to have my work light in there because it was kind of late in the afternoon and my lighting wasn't all that good. So I had the work light mounted up in the wheel well, and I did the brake job and everything, got that done, went to the other side, got that done. And I took the truck out to bed the brakes in. And stupid me decided to leave the Streamlight up in the wheel well during that process. So that was 3 stops from 40 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour, and then 3 more stops from 60 miles an hour down to 10 miles an hour. That's just my personal way I bed brakes in. Everyone has their own opinion on that. This is not a conversation about bedding brakes, but that's just what the light went through, okay? It hung on for a while, but I found it about 2 miles down the road on my way back, and I realized that I had made a really bad mistake. I thought for sure that I had destroyed it because it was in the front wheel well, and when I picked it up, it had obviously been run over by all 3 tires on that side. It was pretty banged up. There was some plastic missing, and the actual light head itself now has a curve in it. I wish I could find it. I don't know where the thing is right now. I think someone may have borrowed it. I hope it didn't walk away permanently. But either way, I thought for sure it was going to be destroyed. It was not. All 3 modes, the CRI LEDs, the regular LEDs, and the UV light, everything worked. Even with a curve, an actual physical curve in the blade, all right? If I had done that with this light, I guarantee you it would be in about 20 pieces. It's just the build quality is not the same. And I know I touched on this a little bit in my first video, but again, I'm going to reiterate the fact that this light is very inexpensive and it's made in China. I'm pretty sure that my Stinger is made in China as well, but the quality control is vastly different. The design and engineering is vastly different. On this thing, you have an aluminum body, which is nice, but you've got a pretty well exposed plastic switch, plastic pivot, and I believe this is aluminum up the sides here, but then a plastic end cap that holds this end LED on. And again, all the fasteners and everything just screw into plastic. So if I had hit this thing on the ground, and especially because this doesn't fold closed at all, it would have just exploded. I mean, it would have been toast. So for ultimate durability, yeah, the Streamlight is far and away the better light. That being said, I still think that there is a place for these Braun work lights. I use this thing every day. Every day for something. I find something to do in the shop that I need a flashlight for, and this is my go-to. Mostly because I can't find my Streamlight right now. It's been gone for about a week. But, you know, even when I had the Streamlight here, I typically would just grab this. This is a shop-only light because, again, the durability isn't quite there compared to the Streamlight. But guess what, guys? 2 years down on this thing. 2 years, and everything works. The switch works. All the modes work. The end light works. I know there were a few guys in the first video that were saying that, you know, they've bought several of these and they've had nothing but problems with them. You know, I can't speak for you guys, unfortunately. I wish that I had a better handle on what kind of use you put your lights through. Maybe you're harder on them than I am. I don't know. But this thing has survived being used every day in a desert environment in this shop without blowing up, without the switch failing, without anything falling off of it, besides that rubber cap that, you know, covers the charging port. But, you know, it's held up remarkably well for me. So I still think that there is a place for these lights. For 25 bucks, I don't think that you can go wrong. And then you spend another $6 or $7 on an aftermarket battery to increase your runtime. That's a no-brainer. I would still, you know, I have 2 of these things. The other one's at my home shop. This one has gotten far more use, and it's still going strong 100%. So that right there says something, because this is not a nice environment. I mean, it's pretty rough and tumble around here, to be honest with you. The only thing I don't like about this that I mentioned in the first video is that it doesn't, you know, the blade doesn't fold closed all the way, and the plastic lens cover here is not solvent or chemical resistant. So if you get brake cleaner on this lens, you'll fog the lens. I got a little bit of a splash of it right here. You can kind of see where it's turning chalky. So I need to get some Meguiar's plastic polish and see if I can clean that back up. It doesn't really reduce the output that much, but, you know, I want to maximize everything I can get out of this thing. So it's just a personal preference. But anyway, you know, I really think that if you use these lights within their designed work envelope, they're really great shop lights. They really are. So, you know, 2 years down with this thing, still the original light, still going strong. Aftermarket battery in it. That's the only change I've made. And then maybe some tape just to give me some more grip when I'm working around stuff with, you know, lots of oil or grease or whatever. But again, that doesn't happen too often anymore, and I ended up pulling all the tape off because this has been kind of relegated to a shop light just because it's so convenient to have here. If I want to toss a light in my bag and take it out in the field with me, it's the Streamlight, because you can fold that blade all the way closed and put it in a bag without worrying about it getting all torn up. So, you know, that's kind of where it's at. Still, I just wanted to reiterate what I said in the first video. Everything is good with this thing. I give it 2 thumbs up. I think for $25, you really can't beat these things. I've got 2 of them, like I said. Both of them still work. This one being the oldest of the 2. 2 years down in this shop environment, and it's going strong. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents. I just wanted to throw that out there and let you guys make your own determination on it. But I still think that the Braun work lights are the way to go if you're on a budget and you just need something to get you by until you can save up the coin for a Streamlight Stinger. So, you know, that's it. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell me that I'm full of crap, please do so in the comments. I'll do my best to get back with you. Just do me a favor, keep it polite, keep it professional. I don't want to have a bunch of arguments in the comments. I know that Harbor Frieght tweaks a lot of people out. I get it. You know, especially now with the political climate and everything going on with China, the made in China stuff is not really all that popular. But guess what, guys? Streamlight offshores a lot of their stuff too, and you know, they're still great quality lights. So it just is what it is. It's the nature of the world that we live in. You know, economy of scale, it makes a lot more sense when you're manufacturing items en masse, you know, overseas, because the labor's cheap. That's just the way it is. Doesn't mean that you're always going to get a crap product. I don't shop at Harbor Frieght that often, mostly because I just don't have one locally. The only time I can go is if I go out to Salt Lake or up to Twin. But even if I did, I probably wouldn't shop there that much, just because, you know, their prices are kind of going up a little bit and a lot of the value isn't there. Certain things at Harbor Frieght are great bargains, this light being one of them. My toolboxes, you know, my US General toolboxes, you can go check out those videos here. The first one's there. I absolutely, 2 years in, I absolutely love these things, you know. So Harbor Frieght has its place for folks that are on a budget, and I've been more than impressed with this. I've been more than impressed with this. If I can get my finger in the right spot. So, you know, just you got to do your research and take it for what it is. This is my personal experience. Your mileage may vary. Anyway, guys, like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment, and I'll do my best to get back to you. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm up to almost 700 subscribers now. That's crazy. That's crazy. So if you're new here, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll try to have some more updates coming out here soon. The shop is coming along. I have not been able to film it as much as I wanted to, but all of the exterior walls are up. We're just waiting on them to put on the roof. And then after that, we can start doing plumbing and electrical and a few other things. So more of that will be coming. I promise. We're getting really, really close to doing the interior. So anyway, I'll try to do everything I can to get an update out about that soon, because I know a lot of you guys are interested in that. So anyway, guys, thank you again. I'm going to stop rambling now. Have a great week, and I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.